Hi Dave, hello, welcome, thanks for joining. So we have still around 2 minutes to go for the beginning of the tour. Temperature today is around 79 degrees. Hot. Have you ever been here on my tour in Luogosanto? First time, okay. Have you been following one of my other tours? Okay. So we are in Luogosanto, a very interesting location. Firstly, the name is indicative of the place, at least in Italian. Luogosanto means the saint place. Ah, you're new to Ego. Okay, great, Dave. I hope you will find interesting uh, all the different tools you can find on Ego. So talking about this place, we are in the northeast of the island in Sardinia, and this place is very special because starting with the name Luogosanto, that means the saint place, and there are a lot of small country churches in this area, around 12 small country churches in the territory of Luogosanto. And they were built in different time frames because the area was populated since the Neolithic age. So the churches are not here until that time, but most of the churches have been built upon old pagan ceremonial sites, most of them. And I already said on my other tours that the population here, since today, believes those ancient locations somehow still have some healing properties. I will talk about it later. As I said, most of the churches have been built upon those sites during the different time frames by the religious authorities that decided to somehow exploit the precedent sanctuaries that were located here, and to give somehow the Christianity an impulse, because this area was very somehow populated by pagans at that time. On top of that, in Luogosanto, there is a small castle in ruins and a second castle, but the second one is not has a really poor Wi-Fi connection, so we will not see it, but we will see the first one in another tour. So I would like to start the tour showing you a strange rock formation that has probably been used during the Neolithic age. So this is what is, as you can see, this big stone in the center of the of this rock. Some researchers said that this has somehow been used to crush the wet for the needs of the population that used to live up the hill here. There is the meeting hut and also the what remains of some smaller huts that were part of the village. We will go to visit it. But this is interesting because they probably use it to crush the wet. And so you see there is like some sort of canal here for the collecting the wet here. With that, maybe it was a smaller stone on the center to do this work. So in this area also there are big chunk of rocks like those ones. They are all made, it's granite stone, really heavy stone. And there are also around 10 different trails in this area for hiking activities, trekking, and also excursions in this location. And some of them are pretty known by professional hikers and that gather here during the summer to explore this place. So I'm going to walk towards the meeting hut, and we will see them from outside and from inside. So as you can see, really big chunk of rocks. Hi, Miss Kendall, welcome. Thanks for joining. I said that previously in other tools. If you want to follow me on Ego, you will be notified 15 minutes before the tour starts. And also you can find my social media links on my profile page. So I opened a new channel on Instagram, and if you like, you can join me there and share your pictures. I will post them on that channel. Hello, Francis. Welcome. Thanks for joining. So as you see, there are those boulders, granite boulders. Some of them are really strangely shaped with those cavities. This one is really big. Also, there are a lot of trees, different kind of trees. The atmosphere is very peaceful and silent, and also good energy. I mentioned before that the population here really is really, how can I say, believes that those places have some kind of healing properties, and they used to come in those places and stay inside the hut for 1 hour or two. It depends, and to have a sort of healing session. And this happens also on other locations here in northern area of Sardinia, but also in the center and the south of the island, with another kind of monument, always of the same age, of the same Neolithical period. And those monuments are called Tombe dei Giganti, that means the giant's tomb. And they are rather different from the hut, and they have a sort of central stone. Sometimes this central stone is around 3-4 meters high, and with a small hole at the bottom, and also smaller stones on the side, and a little ring of small seats, all made of granite, and people used to sit there outside. And on the back of the main stone is also a central corridor you can access by entering the small hole at the bottom of the big stone. And usually people lay down on the corridor like to have a sort of therapy. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Kendall. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, lovely day today, 79 degrees. No wind, just a hint of wind, what uh, is necessary, because otherwise the temperature is really high. Oh, that's, you know, your support from you viewers is not, is never small. I mean, that is really motivating for us. So, of course, your attention is really motivating. Thanks. So I'm gonna walk towards the hut. This place is not so distant from the parking. You have like to walk 100 meters to join the hut. So we are around 480 meters from above the sea level here. Luogosanto is 400. And then you access this area with a small road that leads here from the town. So we have some big antennas here, so that's why fortunately the signal is good enough. So they cleaned all the place here because last week was a bit different with so much grass you can't barely walk. Hi Sarah, welcome. And also it's full of flowers. So that was wild garlic flowers. It's full here. See? I usually do very long stops for the pictures because viewers seems to really appreciate this. So you see the place is also correctly indicated by those small signs. Oh, okay. About myself. So I'm Antonella's my name. I live here in Sardinia. I also lived in France, in Corsica, so I really know a bit about those two islands. And I started doing tours on Ego in March. I work in the tourism industry. I actually can do tours just on my off day. I was doing tour more frequently last month because I wasn't working in that time. Now we opened the hotel I work on, and so my free time is more. I have to balance between my work, my real life work, and the ego activity. Um, uh, I also have some side activities, like I design, um, how can I say, parody t-shirts, and also cell phone wallpapers. You can find my infos about that activity on my ego profile. So smartphone wallpapers and t-shirts. Well, okay. Yeah, I think. Okay. You joined in January. Yeah, during the last lockdown period we had here in Italy, most of us begin to somehow search for freelance jobs. I think only doing tours for 12 weeks. Okay, great. Hello, Sam and Robidan. Welcome, Diana Visalakshi. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. We will approach the hut. You see, everything is cleaned here. 10 years. Oh, yeah. Flexibility is a great thing. Well, I think in some areas the signal will be slightly worse, but that will just last some seconds. See, you see also some nice olive trees, juniper trees, and Mediterranean scrubs. So that's myrtle, that's juniper, and a lot of wildflowers. So we are approaching the hut. The building itself is around 10 meters diameter. Let me check because the signal here is a bit lower. A moment. Let me refresh. Here it is. So this is believed to be the center of the village. The researchers found out that this was some kind of political meeting hut. Some other theories are more about some kind of also more ceremonial or religious building. Inside, hi Mel, welcome. Thanks for joining. Inside the hut is a fireplace has been found because all this area was covered by grass, stones, and during the excavation they found the outside wall that was still intact as you see it, because the stones are cemented with some mixture of grass, sand, and clay. And obviously the roof has been restored. And they found the fireplace, the central fireplace, with 30 centimeters of fire and ashes. And also small animal bones and ceramics. The construction is pretty simple because, today this kind of architecture is also used in Sardinia. In the center of Sardinia, some shepherds build this kind of hut with the same roof, and but it's only used. Of course, they are smaller. This should have required a big work, because you see some of the stones are very big. Hello, Mel, KS, and Paula. Welcome to the tour. Thanks for joining. And also some other smaller huts were found in the surroundings here, but it's difficult to distinguish the real location they were on, because all those stones are dislocated everywhere. But they found 5 places remains, so indicative that there were other smaller huts. So I'm gonna go around. Hi, Ramona, Paula, welcome. I'm gonna have a walk around, and then we will enter the inside. And last week when I was here, a group of people coming from the town of Luogosanto entered the hut before my tour started, and they stayed there for 1 hour, as I mentioned before, for healing reasons. That seems pretty strange, maybe to you, but this is very common in this area. It's like if somehow this tradition has been how can I say, transmitted to the local population during the centuries. I ask you to somehow make a check on yourself when we will be inside the hut, and if you like to share your feelings, your sensations, I would like to hear about it. So we will find a central fireplace, and then also a circle around the main wall for people to sit around the central fireplace, and some bigger stone facing the entrance that is believed to be the chief of clan throne. By the entrance also is a small stone that has somehow sort of big cup with water inside, and it was there originally, and it's believed that it was some sort of it was used for a purification of the hands. So there is no central pillar on the inside. Everything is based on the a number of tree branches all around that meet at the top of the roof. So the entire thing is just put together by the weight. Hi, Tanya, welcome. You see, that's a water basin, And it's believed that there were also other two water basins inside, left and right of the central stone. So, okay, we can go inside. See the central ring of seats. Is ECM welcome? Here's the central stone, the throne, and the fireplace here. So maybe here is more visible. Here is the stone, the big stone for the chief of clan. We will sit there, so we'll have a better view on the. Yes, this place is believed to be here since the 40th century before Christ. So from the 40th to the 10th, 9th century before Christ. So you see the three branches meeting at the top. Fortieth, 1-4. 14th, yeah, correct. 1-4. See the circle of stones for the fireplace. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mind blowing that yes, I don't know. This place gives me a sense of more of a spiritual or somehow ceremonial place than political place. That's my impression. As I asked, I would like to hear your sensations. I had the same sensation when I discovered this place. I never knew. Yeah, I know that feeling. So no doubt about that. Somehow a village has to be conducted and needs some sort of authority, and may it be political or religious. Anyway, being this area full of churches and historically, it's a region here in Italy. It's the region of Italy with the highest concentration of country churches. That's very, how can I say, peculiar of this area, because there were, this area is vast. Sardinia is not so big, it's 3,000 kilometers long and quite 200 kilometers large. But yes, it's an island, yeah. No, I mean, Sardinia, it's an island, but this place is a bit apart of the, a bit away from the coast. And I was saying about, okay, the region until the 50s or so, and tourism were not already developed here. And there were so many small farms. People lived in very small farms, distant one from the other, a day by walk. And for that reason, halfway between those farms, usually people used to build those little chapels, and because they are very small, sometimes small, sort of chapel more than a church, and to somehow make points for gathering during the year. And most of the time there also a water source in the very near to that churches. It's very practical reason for that. I probably mentioned the dimensions. The diameter is 10 meters wide. If the signal is good, I will show you a touristic sign here about the hut. This is the whole area. And you see that's the main hut, and also the location of the smaller ones. This one was big enough, and two smaller here and another one. So there is a theory about the fact that there were some sort of stone covering above the roof, also some stone tiles smaller stone tiles. Those holes you see are excavation that the wild boars that live in the area make during the night. Fortunately, they are more to live at night, go out at night rather than during the day. So here was another. I don't know if you can see clearly. This was the placement of another small hut, and there, and also down here was another one in all this area. It was a small village. Another was there, around 8, 9 maybe, small hut, plus the central hut. When they uncovered the others were basically in this state. Only the main hut was still with the walls intact, because it was covered by trees and mounds of rock and vegetation. But the other ones were basically at this state. Another one was here. A pretty strange sensation here of difficult to explain. I hope you can relate. Like to be out of some sort of time machine, at least for me. Well, we have less than 4 minutes to go for the end of the tour. I hope you enjoyed. I will go in again before the tour stops, because I want to show inside to Yuki, Kelly and Scott that joined in the last minute. So if it's okay for them. I don't know you, but I can clearly imagine people here sitting during a winter evening with a big fire in the central fireplace, and I don't know, maybe discussing and taking decisions for the life of the village. Or some say that there were some kind of ceremonies here, fire and water ceremonies. Difficult to know because it's so remote period that nothing has been found. Nothing written has been found. 14th century before Christ. So it's a bit difficult to have written proofs about what was this place used for. The chief of clan stone is facing the entrance of the hut, a bit on the side, maybe respect to the meridian point of the central fireplace. I'm back to the Neolithical age again. Yeah, maybe we can find a better and stronger connection with nature that would be helpful for so many of us. I think this, we can't see it, but I think the spider that build all this architecture should be really big. Well, that was the meeting hut. Yeah. Thanks for that comment, Vlasta. I would like to have another tour here in this area because there is one of the oldest olive trees in Europe. Unfortunately, the connection is totally absent there. It's in a small valley covered by trees, and it's a real shame because the tree is. You see, this place here is big. It's 10 meters diameter. Okay, that tree, that olive tree, is 2,000 years old. Okay, 2,000 years. And the diameter of the tree itself is more than 24 meters. It's really big. It's not so high, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful tree. You can find some pictures on the web. You have to search for millenary olive trees in Luras, Luras. That's the name of the place. It's not so distant from here, but unfortunately the connection is not good there. It's near the lake. It's a dam more than a lake. The lake was created by the dam. What about Sardinia? Another thing I was about to say. Can't remember now. It was an interesting thing about this area too, but I lost it. My mind was not. We have old on island pug and Brion. We'll try to find a way to make a video of that tree and maybe post it on my Instagram account I opened for Ego, somehow to show you this magnificent tree. Yeah, I remember now. So, Sardinia is also known for having one of the first, the Magna Carta in England. The Magna Carta is a document, a really well-known document. And we had something that is from the medieval age. And this Carta was written by a woman. If you want to know more about it, you can search for Eleonora d'Arborea. It was a judge, one of the first judges in Sardinia, and it was a woman, really rare thing at that time. Eleonora d'Arborea. And she wrote about rules that the people must follow for a good administration of the territory. There were laws about how to every sort of rules about the common activities of life, but also she was rather in advance for her time. Eleonora d'Arborea. She was, of course, very instructed. She used to read a lot, and she was very, how can I say, clever, and it was a big brain. She was a powerful judge also. I now Griffith, New South Wales, I think, right? Thanks for joining. Here, that was the meeting hut in Luogosanto. So I hope you enjoyed the place. If you want to share your thoughts about it, you can join me on Instagram. We can talk about it. I would love to hear what have been your sensations about the place. I will be repeating this tour probably next week. Today was a wonderful weather, 79 degrees here in Sardinia, northeast of the island. Basically no wind, and that was the meeting hut. Neolithical age, 14th century before Christ. So grazie mille for your attention, and I hope to see you on the next tour. Remember to follow me on Hego, and also if you want to share your pictures on Instagram with my new account. The name of the account is Sardinia Explorer, and I will be posting new pictures. And if you want to share your postcards with me, I will post them on that account. Okay? Thank you so much for your support, for your questions, for your insights, and see you on the next tour. Grazie mille, ciao.